Since we are talking about statutes, let's take a quick look at how they are enacted by the legislature. That is, how various laws come into existence. The legislative process in India involves several steps, which can vary slightly depending on whether the bill is a money bill, a finance bill, or an ordinary bill. This is a simplified version of the steps for an ordinary bill. First of all, a need is felt for a new law or for amending an existing law. For example, when e-cigarettes started becoming prevalent in India, there were no laws that regulated them. So a need was felt for a new law. The process starts with a drafting of the bill. This is usually done by the relevant ministry or the government department. The draft is then reviewed and approved by the minister in charge of that department. The bill then has to be introduced in either the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. But before that, the members of that house need to be notified. The draft bill is introduced in either house of the parliament, except if it is a money bill, which is introduced only in the Lok Sabha. The first reading is the formal presentation of the bill in that house, where its title and the main objectives are read and discussed. The bill is then published in the official gazette, so that all members of the parliament have the opportunity to review it. The second reading is the most detailed phase of the legislative process, and it consists of 3 stages. First is the discussion stage, where members debate the general principles and the merits of the bill. The second stage is the committee stage, where the bill is referred to a parliamentary committee which examines it clause by clause. Amendments can be proposed or public input may be sought at this stage. And then comes the consideration stage, where the House considers the committee's reports and the members can discuss and vote on each clause of the bill and also on any amendments. In the third reading, the debate is limited to the acceptance or rejection of the bill as a whole, and no amendments are allowed at this stage. Members then vote on the bill. After passing one house, the bill is sent to the other house, where it goes through a similar process. If the second house suggests some amendments, then the bill goes back to the house where it originated for reconsideration. If the two houses disagree on the amendments, or if one house does not act on the bill within 6 months, then the president may summon a joint sitting of both the houses to deliberate and vote on the bill. Once both houses of parliament pass the bill, it is presented to the President of India for assent. The president can give assent, withhold assent, or return the bill if it is not a money bill with a request for reconsideration. If the bill is returned and passed again by both the houses with or without amendments and presented again to the president, then it is obligatory for the president to give assent. After the president assent, the bill becomes an act of parliament. It is then published in the Gazette of India and comes into effect on the date mentioned in the act. If no date is specified, then it will come into force on the date of its publication in the Gazette.